Great pod.
How many of you exercise?
All of us.
All right. So
Is exercise important? Is it good? Does it have benefits? If so, what? I'm going basic,
this
right?
This is a
Basic.
10-mark question.
Yeah, it's basic.
What happens in the brain when you work out?
So I would first think about what is working out itself. Because that's a better understanding.
Sure.
What is working out? What is exercise to you?
A thing I need to do so I
Yes.
don't die
Yes.
young.
I put the fatty in my foodie hole, so I do the joggy on the treadmill.
That's for all our 3-year-old listeners.
Yes.
My skin glows when I work out. So
Yeah.
that's, if I have to go out in the evening, I like go for a run so that my skin has.
Wow. So that's like your a preparatory routine.
Yeah, it's my
exercise is a part
skincare
of that.
routine to go for a run.
Damn.
I guess I define it as just getting up and elevating my heart rate for a bit is the starting point of working
Yeah.
out. Like that's it.
So I like to think of it as something that we used to do all the time forever till very recently.
Correct.
So till technology came up with locomotion and we had all this luxury, exercise was not something that you do separately.
Life was the gym.
Life was the gym. Exercise was never something that you have to go somewhere to do or pick a separate time to do. So our body is wired to exercise pretty much all day.
That makes sense actually. If you have to like hunt a bison, you don't need to then be like, yo, bench press karo.
मेरे झाड़ में pull up करना है ऐसा नहीं होता.
नहीं required.
You have to climb trees, you have
Yeah,
to climb
fair.
rocks, you have to run distances. They used to have runners that run from city to city just to take a message across.
Freeze.
Pretty please.
I remember this
Pretty
chapter,
please.
Yeah. With one letter, one Greek man ran across cities. He was called Fidfides.
Please. And because of him in January, in the worst AQI, 20,000 people in Bombay, in the morning, like,
But that was all year round, every day, everyone, at one particular point of time. And that's what our evolution was for. The whole point of exercise is to be able to move. And if that is the end goal, then we change everything. Like we change the way that we look at exercise, we change the way we look at fitness. Because now the whole structure is that you have to spend 1 hour in the gym and then the rest of the day you're just lazing around. But that doesn't work. So the first thing about exercise is that it cannot be a 1 hour thing.
last 5 years have been a waste.
Sid is starting to sound like the notifications of half the apps.
Yeah, really.
It's time to move.
Yeah.
But here's the good news though, that if you work out, your body is exercising for the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's the plus side of it.
If you break down your muscles, then your body is using some fuel to repair it for the
Right.
rest. This is DOMS, right? Delayed onset
Muscle soreness.
Yes, so your metabolic rate is higher, your body is constantly working to make up for that energy loss that happened during your workout. Just before the podcast, we discussed you lift weights thrice a week.
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect amount.
But is it important to like lift weights?
Absolutely. There's no questions about this. Every single person should lift weights.
What
Men,
if you
women,
have back pain?
lift weights properly.
Oh, is that the thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
So at whatever body shape you are, whatever weight you are, there is a way to lift weights. There is a right amount of weight
Yeah.
to lift. You can start with 1 kg also, that's fine.
Got it.
But you have to keep doing that. So lifting weight is non-optional. So I want to know this. So you guys all lift weights. What do you feel after you've come home from a workout where you've lifted well?
I feel like checking my weight.
Really, that's the worst time.
I check my weight every morning.
Really?
Yeah, how often do you check your weight?
I haven't checked my weight in like a year.
I check my weight when I have to give raddi, because I weigh myself and then I weigh the raddi. So to subtract.
Why don't
that's
you
the
fuck
only
it?
time. That's the only
Not the
time.
same problem.
Does the weight of the raddi change if you don't weigh yourself?
Basically, I
Or
don't trust the raddi wala. So I was like, nahi, main apne weighing scale.
So yeah, I weigh myself every morning, which is unhealthy, I know.
No, it's not. Why is it unhealthy?
People say it's unhealthy. Like my trainer and my doctors, they're all like, hey, please, you shouldn't weigh yourself every morning. But for me, it's like the feedback is what keeps me going.
Exactly.
Like I like to get gratified and be like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
I fasted for 18 hours yesterday, I dropped weight. So I'm like, okay, now psychologically, I'm like, whenever I want to drop a little bit of weight, I just know I got to pull off an 18-hour fast and next day I'm good.
So the reason they say it's unhealthy is because they assume that you will see your weight and go all, oh no, what's the point of doing anything? I'll give it all up.
वो भी होता है.
वो change करना है.
वो, हाँ.
But you weigh yourself every day because you can make those micro corrections, one. And B, you can make weekly averages.
Fair.
Weekly averages should be the one you track, not your daily weight.
I have a question. I don't lift, I only do yoga and I run.
And she looks the best of us. So, I mean,
Maybe the weights thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. So answer to that, Mr. Big Fat Neuroscience Guy.
After being compared to trash, this is really helping.
To be fair, you put
You
the trash
compared
in
yourself.
I did not. You said this is psychologically interesting.
And you got that from this? Okay. So when you don't lift weight, is there a reason that you don't?
Gyms are very expensive.
Okay.
But Radhi money is to there.
Yeah, but it's not enough. And I find trainers, like I find the whole environment of a gym very depressing.
Okay.
I need a gym with like good sunlight. If it doesn't have great windows, I feel very depressed working out in a gym. Like
Right.
most gyms are very boxy, you
Right.
know, and sweaty and like. But so the gym that I went, which had good sunlight, was the gym membership was expensive, and I felt very under pressure to be a certain way
Sure.
while going to that.
This is there. This,
Yeah.
The whole gym culture and the optics
Yeah.
of it makes a.
Yeah.
There is an impact. I agree.
And it's a lot of investment. Like you have to wear a certain type of clothes to go.
have to
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
your
yeah,
house, go
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
Yeah,
come back.
exactly.
But yoga also, you have to wear certain types of clothes.
But yoga, I can just.
Like hot clothes.
And you can
No,
do it
I
at
don't.
home.
Yeah, but I don't do it at home. I like the idea of going to a class.
Okay.
I like the whole environment of like. Also, it's when I do yoga, it's that 1 hour for me without screen time. So I really like that.
Because when you go to
Yeah.
gym, you're like this or what?
I mean, you're always listening to music. That's phone screen. You're not inaccessible. You know, if your phone is in front of you and a message pops up, you will see it. Yes.
A lot of these new gyms, you see there's these people have sometimes in gym 1 hour, they're just on the treadmill walking with the TV screen
Correct.
right in
Yes,
front of them.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now there's such a thing as a gym show. I heard a friend recommend to the other, like this is a great show to watch at the gym. Right? क्योंकि ऐसा मतलब on the treadmill ऐसा 10 episode चला जाएगा and it's like very easy to
Correct.
watch whatever. And I'm like यहाँ भी show आ गया मतलब ये भी genre
This is
हो
the
गया
new
क्या, right?
category. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like you're right though. That's actually very important to me also.
Yeah.
Part of the working out is just getting out of my house.
Yes,
Right? The
yeah.
workout starts there. Like just
Yeah.
the leaving the house, getting out into fresh air for a bit, going to another place, interacting with, while it's not a full-fledged gym, just interacting with 2-3 other people.
Yeah.
Then to sort of counter to that, yes, some gyms are I'm very lucky that the place that I go to is they're encouraging people.
Yeah.
So for me, the number is the lift compared to previous lifts.
Oh, correct.
You know, the number that you come back to, like weight, for me, that number is how does this month's lifting look compared to last month's lifting? How do I feel after lifting this higher amount? Is my body physically getting sort of better, stronger, all of that? I think definitely agree with the sunlight and leaving the house part.
Yeah.
Difference.
There is this saying, right? The heaviest weight in the gym is the door.
Oh, I like that. Wow, 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 wow.
If you can open that, then everything else is easy. But this is a really interesting thing because all of the problems, so-called problems of the gym, is external variables. You don't have any issue with the lifting itself.
No, but I find that very boring. I feel more at peace when I do yoga. There's certain like I don't want somebody standing behind me all the time and
Like, go,
telling me
go, go.
something.
Like just general cardio and or lifting, it gets boring. So I invent these mental games. Okay, if I gotta do 8 reps, I'm counting down to 4 and then I'm like half is done.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course.
exactly- yes.
Of course.
And I do stuff like, oh, if I gotta do 8 reps, I'm gonna count 2 reps as 1 rep.
course,
So now I
of
gotta do
course.
just 4 reps.
Yeah.
Like you do these dumbass fucking
Oh, of
games.
course. Whatever gets you through it, man. Whatever gets you through it.
Yeah.
I say lyrics of songs.
Huh.
Each lift is one
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, of course.
And I just feel so much better because I'm concentrating on the song and not on the. I don't even know where
Correct.
it's gotten over.
Counting thing I've seen, like it works for me also. So like I go trekking. I'm a trekking enthusiast. So when we have to climb uphill is really hard. That time I always count till 100 in my head, and then I always like start again.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's what
That's a
keeps
great
me
one.
going.
Right.
That's a great
so
one.
this you can play in almost any active sport. Like in swimming, the breathing is a very rhythmic one, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
eventually a song starts playing in your head.
Yes.
That is in the same rhythm.
Yes.
And once the song starts, you know you're on
Yes,
easy road
yes.
because then you are automatically swimming with that rhythm.
Yeah.
Which is a great hack.
What song has
The extended version of Breathless. It's just the paramedics trying to revive Shankar Madhikar.
If you don't want to lift weights though, the correct word is progressive overload.
Yes.
So whatever it is that you can do to increase resistance to your body is the same as weight training. So if you say you want to do yoga, and yoga will involve you working against gravity at some level, right?
Yeah.
So that is resistance training, but the resistance is gravity and your own body weight. So there is this whole branch of exercising called calisthenics.
Right.
Yeah.
which is all about your body weight. You don't need any weight extra. So it's just about push, pull. That's it.
Yeah.
And legs. You can do that with your own body weight. You can
That's
do it at
string
home.
or what?
You can do it against rubber bands with those bands, or you can do against basically against the floor, and you just need a bar. So when the idea of weight training is resistance training, you need your body to work against something because that's the only way your muscles will
Right.
improve. The only way it will hypertrophy.
Yeah.
And you can figure that out anywhere. You don't need to go to the gym. You can work out at home. But you need to have that idea that resistance training aana chahiye. Because the way it helps you is very different from the way hiking helps you or the way yoga helps you. One would agree, like once you get to it, it is addictive.
It is addictive. It is like any sort of game. You're constantly skilling up, right? Sometimes it's 2 kgs, 5 kgs at a time. And to sort of answer your earlier question, that feeling at the end of sort of a new lift record or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's this point where, I don't know if it happens to you guys, but sometimes after that 1 rep max or whatever, a little bit vision goes away from the eyes. Blood has to come back to the brain fully. And you look back and there's that almost summiting wala exhilaration.
Right.
Like genuine, just like, I can't believe I did this. It's not like a 160 heart rate or something like that.
Workout high.
But yeah, like it's
Yeah.
actual high where I'll literally just walk around the gym 2 times, just trying to get my bearings back and process sort of what happened, and that feels great.
You're like, did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah, like, did you see that? Did you see that? I
Lap,
can't believe I
victory
did that
lap.
right now. Because,
Yeah, I always have a spring in my step when I leave the gym.
oh yeah,
Always like,
always,
oh yeah,
always,
I did
always.
this.
Yeah,
Who can
yeah,
do
yeah,
today?
yeah, yeah. Who is he?
Yeah.
कौन है ये जिसने दोबारा मुड़ के तन्मय को नहीं देखा?
Yeah.
Does the protein shake really help? Is my question.
Proteins help.
That
However you
protein
take
shake,
it.
is it that whey protein that every like
Yeah.
डब्बे जो मेरे घर पे पड़े हैं,
Yeah.
जिसके भी भाव बड़े सही आते हैं, वो काम करता है क्या?
हाँ. You need proteins. And हम लोग का उतना protein intake नहीं होता है. That's the only reason. If you can get enough proteins from your food, you don't need the whey proteins. But it's not easy to eat that much protein with regular foods.
I don't know, with like this kind of health advice, I just see so much stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like some are like this doesn't work and that doesn't work and
Yeah.
so I just go with whatever I enjoy.
So the thing is that when you are exercising, the time when you have to take those proteins is actually after a while. You don't need to start proteins right from day one. What is far more important is that you find an exercise routine you like.
Yes.
Correct.
That you can be consistent with.
Yes.
And start worrying about this after you've started working out for like a month, 2 months, and if you're consistent.
You're right. This stuff follows naturally.
Exactly, it'll come.
It
Yeah.
will come. It will come.
What happens is, and I'm sure this has happened, you buy the shoes first, you buy the clothes first, you buy the whey protein first, you get the
Bro.
gym membership
Yes.
first, and the last is acha jana hai kya?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows
Very
capitalism is the best part of all activities.
Exactly.
All right? Like,
I really started training. I can't believe I did this, but I started training and I called it lehenga training because I wanted to get married and look.
Fair.
but it's a thing. Did you
Amazing.
know, I found out a couple of years ago that
Yeah.
there is such a thing in Europe in general, the concept of the summer festival body.
Yeah.
The music festival body, basically. So for when the sort of EDM, the
Correct.
boys want to get their shirts out, you start training for your festival body, basically.
Right.
Is a thing among the youngs, which is a thing that I found out when I went to a place and realized that, okay, my festival is Diwali. Diwali body. That is my festival body. I am a Modak.
Atomic Habits has a thing about preparing cues, right? So keeping your shoes just when you go to bed in the morning when you wake up and you see your running
Yeah,
shoes,
yeah.
that's like a mental cue for
Yes.
this switches your brain into I gotta run now.
Yes.
So developing certain cues that puts your brain in a certain trigger.
Like when we were kids, my mom would always tell me at night to remove the school uniform outside
Yes,
and keep
yes.
it.
Right.
It's one of those things. Like, yeah, even if I have to go running, I have to keep my headphones out. If I don't see them out and if I have to look for them, gaya.
Gaya,
the
gaya.
moment's
Moment's
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
If there is any friction between you and that ad,
Yes.
and the thing.
it's
Yes.
not gonna
If
happen.
Yes.
the Uber has cancelled to go to Joggers
It's a
Park,
sign.
It's
It's a
done.
sign.
It's a sign.
bro.
The universe does not want you to exercise.
मैं मतलब बिल्कुल least spiritual person, but Uber cancel, it's a sign.
Yes.
The best cue is another person.
100%.
Yes. Main purpose of trainer in
100%
life.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
100%
correct.
agreed.
Main purpose of trainer is for someone can be like carry mote.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, my trainer every day, even though we have discussed the previous day that I am coming, he will message me every morning. Today at 1 o'clock?
Yes.
It's important.
It's important. It's very
I feel
important.
half the reason they charge so much is for these reminders.
Is
only.
for that.
Yeah, because some days in the morning I'm really not up to it.
No.
I am fully ready to message him at 12 saying, yaar, aaj nahi
Aaj
hoga."
nahi.
He is messaged by 10 o'clock only.
Before that only.
Also, to their credit, like what I've noticed with good coaches, and I've been very fortunate, I have this is like when you say I'm feeling tired or whatever, no, a lot of them will be like, just come.
Just come.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out, right? You tell
Yeah.
me how tired you are or whatever, we'll
Correct.
figure
That's
it out.
really
We'll
nice.
literally lift 2 things, we'll stretch out a
Correct.
bit and send you
But
home. Just
open that
come.
door.
And you're right. Once you're in there, game changes.
Exactly.
You guys should check out David Goggins, okay? David Goggins' whole motto is get comfortable with discomfort. Right? Which is every time you do something that you don't want to do, it rewires your brain in a certain way that makes it easier the next time for you to do it. For example, one of my friends was doing this experiment where he was like, I used to go boxing, and when I would punch the bag, first I was like, okay, can I do it while smiling? Because can you smile and punch? Right? Oh, actually, my strength isn't that much when I'm smiling and punching. But on day 2, I just kept doing it because it's like a new pattern in your brain, which is I'm doing these 2 weird things I'm combining.
Yeah.
And it's not optimum the first time you do it.
Right.
So the more you do something that you aren't used to doing, the easier that it gets. So this is the same thing, which is on days you don't want to go, and then you end up going.
Yeah.
Your brain automatically feels less like you don't want to go the next time.
Exactly,
It's like,
exactly.
I have gone the last time I didn't want to go, and that worked out okay.
Exactly.
It strengthens your
100%.
prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, or is it some neural pathways, 2 new things get connected? I don't know.
Like the ability to say no to your, like that lazy part of you is a habit.
Exactly.
Like
Also, that thing
resilience
of
is a
being able
habit.
to be like, hey, you went the last time and you enjoyed.